Hi, everybody. I'm Anthea of CurleeMe, and I am bringing in Tish so we can start our live. Let's see. Tish. All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming in. It's been a long time since we did a live, so I'm super excited to see you guys here. Gonna go live with Tish, and I've invited her. She is a curl specialist in Tampa, Florida. But when she comes in, we'll do a little bit more of an introduction. Um, I've been chit-chatting with her for a while, and we thought, hey, why not go live? So we're going to do this right now. Let's see. Is she joining? Okay, accept. All right, Tish, we're waiting on you. I am accepting it. See what's going on. Okay, I'm going to send you another invite. Isn't this normal? Usually technical issues while we're trying to get this stuff done. All right, accept. Okay, let me know in the notes, Tish, what's going on. Okay, let's see. Bear with me, guys. I keep accepting and I don't see you. So make sure that you accept the invite that I send you. Still waiting. But yeah, our plan is to go live right now and talk about hair care stuff, CurleeMe, her business, what she does, and also have some tips. So it's looking like she's unable to join. If this is an Instagram issue, I may reset and try to invite her again. But I'm gonna wait for like 2 minutes and see if this actually works. So give me just a second. Okay, accept. It's just keep saying that you are not available. So guys, I am going to turn this off and oh, it says she's joined. It worked. Okay, she is coming up.
Can you see me?
Yes, you see. Uh, that was a strange situation. It was like it said it requested, then it said it was unable to join, and yeah, never had that issue. But I'm super excited that you were able to get on. We didn't need to reset, so that's exciting. Uh,
I'm so happy.
I'm
How
good.
you doing, Anthea?
I'm good. Oh, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I just got home from work about an hour ago. I took a shower, changed because I was excited to get on with
Oh,
you and see what's new in your life. It seems like we live our
yeah.
life communicating through text all the time.
We
So
and then we try to set up a time to call, and that's hard. And yeah, but we make it work. So I'm super glad that we were able to set this up as well. But yeah, so formal introductions. Okay, so this is Tish Hankerson of Salon Brazil, and also the founder of Curls and Texture University. And she's a curl specialist. She's on CurleeMe, and she's great. And I thought that it would be, or we both thought it would be great for her to come live today, because we talk about a lot of things, hair care. We talk about things regarding business. We talk about lots of stuff when we when we get together, and we think that it would be great to bring in you guys as well. And if you have any questions regarding both of us, like what we do or what we're up to, you can ask in the comments as well. That's Tish's introduction. If you don't know me, I'm Anthea Ankelade, and I'm the founder of CurleeMe. And CurleeMe has been up and about for like 3 years now. Yeah,
amazing.
pretty amazing. It's so crazy because we launched March 12th, and it was actually, I think a day or so before they shut down everything for COVID. So it's like, and it's also my husband's birthday. So it's pretty cool that that we launched on that day. But it's been running, and what we do is we have a hairstylist directory for curly hair specialists. So natural hairstylists, you know, like anybody who would love to take care of our natural hair or our locks. So it's also easier to find these people on online, because we know how it is. It's like a you know, like a pot of a whole bunch of stuff when you go on Google or whatever to look for a stylist. So that's
Rely.
sorry.
It's hard to add to what you were saying. It's so hard. So glad you created that platform, because women struggle with finding a talented professional stylist that comes highly recommended from a platform like yours. So people need reliable information, and that's what I love about CurleeMe.
Oh,
So
thanks, Tish. And that's exactly what she said. That's what who we are. Um,
yeah.
so yeah, so I guess we'll go right into it. Let's see. We had a few questions that we were gonna ask each other, but you know, this, like we said, it's a chit chat. So whatever happens, happens. Um, so I think I will go ahead and throw it to you, Tish. So you can talk about what you do and who you serve and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. You want to ask a question? Or you want me to
Yeah,
just
just
jump
jump
right
right
in?
in. Like, tell them what you do, you know, and all that stuff where you are.
I wanted to reiterate, if anybody had any questions. This is not a what she and I consider a formal live. We literally cannot pin each other down to catch up, and I do the live. Let's just do a live, and we'll do it that way. And then we both love to serve the curly and textured community, so it's just like a twofer. So anyway, um, where did you ask me to start again? I'm sorry.
To talk about what you do. I know what you
Oh,
do, but yeah. Yeah.
yes. So I'm in Tampa, Florida. I am a curls and texture specialist. I've niched down 11 times. I started in the industry at 15, and I did some training at Sassoon and at Redken. But home, where my heart is curly and textured hair. I'm a second generation stylist, and my mother was a platform artist for Clairol. So I started doing, like most people in beauty school, anytime before the new millennium, I was focused on doing Caucasian hair like everybody else. So coming out of beauty school, I did a little bit of everything. There was no niching. There was nothing I couldn't do, right? And I didn't love it all. With time, I learned to niche down, and long story short, this is where I am. I literally do no relaxers. I do not provide any relaxers, no keratin, no longer doing weaves. I don't even do clip-ins. The most I will do is a silk press. When people come to me and talk about wanting to wear their hair straight at times, you know, I even have 3 people that don't wear their natural curls. But people who want to wear their hair straight sometime, I always encourage a silk press, only because I don't believe in chemical straightening for health purposes, as well as just having more control, right? If you're a curly girl and you're curly all year round, and you just want to do a silk press just one day, just to see, just a link check with how it looks straight, you're very much less likely to see any heat damage if you just do one silk press safely. Hey, Priscilla. So, you know, I what made me niche down to this area is I just feel so deeply for women who don't know what their true beauty looks like. And society has taught us that natural hair is not beautiful. And I don't mean to sound repetitive, because I know this is something we and most of us on this live right now. Hi, Sabrina Kid. Most of us, it's knowledge for us that we already have, but so many women of color, and even some women, white women who have naturally curly hair that get keratin year
Yeah.
round. We, but I'm women of color specifically, we are not aware of our true beauty, some of us. And at some point that just grabbed my attention, and I was like, you know what? I go where I'm celebrated. I go where I'm needed. If I solve this problem for so many people, I'm gonna sleep even better
Yeah.
at night, you know. And the happiness it brings me now, I've always been a passionate hairstylist, but the happiness and fulfillment I have now, as opposed to when I was doing relaxers and keratin and weaves. Or I could do some weave, but I'm past that, because not that it
Yeah.
wasn't fun anymore, and not that it's not beautiful. It breaks my heart. Like, you don't know how many women I've seen cry in my chair. And even the ones that aren't crying, they are
Hmm.
so convinced that when I take this weave and braids
Yeah.
out, I'm going to be ugly. They don't say it that way, but you know,
You-
it's like, what does that look like? I'm like, it's your God-given hair. It's going to
yeah.
look amazing. What do you mean? You know? And so I do a lot of mental work. It's become, it's not just a thing I do, it's become real mental. It requires so much mental agility by the
Mhm.
time I finish my day. Like,
Yeah. It
you know,
makes a lot of sense
um,
because yeah, that was one of the reasons why I started all this, because you know, yeah, like that feeling, because we've all been through it. Like, I remember when I was not full on natural and I was doing all these things to my hair and all this stuff. It took me a while to actually like get used to my hair the way it was. um
yeah.
it got to a point where I was focused on it because um I think looking back, I always wanted to tie a ponytail. Like I always say, I gotta write a book on that. Okay, so I I always wanted to tie a ponytail, right?
Yeah.
And I noticed that anytime my hair was, in its natural state, I couldn't, or it would just be like a tiny little thing. When I was younger, yeah, yeah,
Me
right.
too.
When I was really young, my hair was pretty long. But then, like history wise, I was born in England and raised in Ghana. So
Mm.
then, when we got to Ghana, we just kind of like changed what we were doing, and it wasn't natural anymore. And we did the Jerry curl, and then my mom put the relaxer in it, and then so it was kind of like I was just used to having my hair a certain way. So then when
Yeah.
I came out to this country and I had a relaxer, and I went somewhere and they were like, "Oh, we can't do. We have to press it." So then I had a relaxer and it was pressed, and then my hair started falling out, and then
Mhm.
I was like, "What's going on?" Because I wasn't used to the temp, like the weather out here. So at a point I was like, you know what? I'm just going to change all of this stuff and wear my hair natural. And I started doing research and all this stuff. And my, the research that I had to do to figure out how to take care of my own hair, it was just like, it was just sad, honestly, thinking that we have this hair on our head, but we don't know how to take care of it. And we're not used to wearing it. And it's just, think about it. This is something you wake up with in the morning every day. You
You
know,
were born.
you were born with it, but you don't know how to take care of it and you don't feel comfortable in it. Like how would that feel for your psyche? It's like every day you have like a constant battle in your head that it's like, oh, I don't feel pretty with my hair. Oh, I don't like this hair. Oh, I need to cover it up. Oh, I'm going out today and I don't have my hair done, so I'm just gonna sit at home and not go because my hair is not done. Like all those little things that creep up. I think those things, kind of mess with your head, and just like not being comfortable with your hair at that point, it just like it's a mental issue at that point, you know.
It is.
Yeah.
And one thing that I'm trying to unpack and organize and figure out how I'm going to share it with the masses is um, the deep desire. And women, when we feel the need and the deep desire to
Hmm.
not go without, we even, it's a trauma
Yeah.
response. And this is going to piss a lot of people off. But trust me, I was that person. So don't come for me. It's something I experienced. I admit it was a trauma response for me. So because history has taught us to cover our hair because it was not beautiful to their standards, America, and that kinky coily hair was ugly, and all the things, all the ugly things we've been through. Today, the reason we cover it in some of these alleged protective styles is because it's a
Yeah.
trauma response. And that's based off of my professional experience. You know,
Yeah. Yep.
I find to do better these days with listening more, and just with me becoming less talkative and listening more behind the chair. Women are really convinced, like what I went through, which is why I don't wear weave and braids anymore. I just like, why was I doing that? You know, my hair is breaking off. Like, why do I keep doing this? And I had to, you gotta, to really get the answers and dig deep, you gotta
Yeah.
ask why. And asking myself that was really hard. And I came up with, you're under the impression you're ugly
Mm-hmm.
without braids and weave. You are
Yeah.
convinced.
Yeah.
Now I I'm not lying. I get more compliments now with my natural hair than I ever got with weave and
Yeah.
braids. Like braids, in my opinion, too, are still beautiful. If I went on vacation for a week, I might even
Mm-hmm.
get my hair braided. So I give my clients these days is I don't promote braids, but I'm gonna tell you something. If you're going away on a business trip and there is absolutely no time, if you're an attorney and you have this trial this month and you know you don't have time for self-care, I get it. But just like with food, and or if you have a drink, everything in moderation. So, you know, it's not impossible to have braids and not have all your hair fall out, but it's just the amount of the length of time that it's been
Yeah.
promoted to wear them in the past no longer valid. And I, again, this is based on me being my own stylist, and when I take my braids out, and I've had good gentle braiders who know what they're doing. It's just
And I think the thing too is it's education, you know. People, yeah, because some information is out there about these things, but there isn't much. And it's like if you don't know, oh, if I get my hair braided and I just want it to be on because I'm busy or whatever it is, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna leave it on for this long and then I'll take it out. And then you're not thinking about, oh, leaving it in this long could destroy my hair. If you don't get it, if you just think, oh, I just got it braided, then you have issues when you take it out. Like I remember, like for me, when I had my second, I had these braids in. Oh, I love those braids. They were so nice and they had blue in it. And oh, I love these. I love one of my favorite braids. But I took
mm-hmm.
them out. I didn't know, hey, postpartum and stuff like that could cause breakage and things like that. And just leaving it on because I was so busy with my daughter that I didn't really think about.
And did you have epidural?
Oh, yes, I did. I had an epidural.
So epidural causes
Oh,
hair
see?
loss as well. I've had clients, one of my clients that has the most massive hair came in with a bald spot this big in the
Mm-hmm.
front hairline. She's had 2 kids since I've known her. Each time she lost hair here, and her hair is down to like here. It's thick like yours, thick and beautiful. So in addition to
Mm-hmm.
postpartum, girl will take your hair right at the
Yeah.
root. It will take.
It was just coming out. Like I would try to unravel it and then, like a chunk, like it was, and mine was in different places. For a while, you know, I could not do much with certain areas because, it was just gone. My sister had a similar issue. She had, she lost some hair after she had her baby as well. And it's like, not knowing these things, like there's no way I would have done, braids especially around that time if I knew that, information. Um,
Of
yeah,
course.
so it's like at that point I didn't know what was going on, and of course it's hard to find someone to talk to about this stuff. And this was in the realm of me creating CurleeMe, right? This was in the realm. So it's like I didn't know what to do, couldn't find information, didn't know what to do when that was happening. And all I did was, I think after a couple of months, that's when I actually locked my hair, I think. Or I don't even remember very well, but it was kind of close. But I remember the hair loss just scared me, and I started looking for information, and then I realized, okay, it was a little bit tight, and also I kept it in too long, and I didn't have time. So it's like there's so many things out there, and so much information out there that we don't have. That if we had, it would make such a difference.
It
And
would make
yeah,
sense. Which made me become a natural curl
mhm,
specialist. It's just I'm holding us back by promoting things that make our hair fall out. And it just, I don't sleep
Yeah.
well. I don't sleep well. And we're going in this round and round vicious circle of put the weave in, your hair breaks off. Oh, we have to leave the weave out for a while. Let's cut it. Let's treat it. When the reality is, this is messed up. This ethically, I just can't do it
Yeah.
anymore. And no shade to anyone that's doing it, because that's what they're passionate about and they have their own
Yeah.
why. And this is, so you will see me share somebody's stuff about, or I support my friends and colleagues that are doing that. That's just their thing. And I'll never throw shade ever, because that's their bread and butter and I get it. But that's how I got here, girl. And I'm in a better place now that I've niched down, and I think I'll niche down even more at some point. Maybe one day I won't do silk press, I don't know. Or maybe one day it'll be something else. But I'm actually starting a journey. I'm starting a relationship. I'm in a relationship now
Oh.
with We Dad. Next month I start an educational program with them, and I'll be traveling and educating other hairstylists on We Dad.
That's
But it's so funny you mentioned something you mentioned about if we would have had more information, right? And you talked about how I have Curls and Texture University. So right now I put a pause on that, and I'm going to tell you why. I've done a possibly temporary pivot. I have just more pulled in the direction of helping everyday women, way more massively received helping everyday women than helping hairstylists. Helping hairstylists will always be my first love, as far as, well, no, it's not. Helping hairstylists is more of a new thing for me, but I've always, well before I started this, I've always helped people next to me in the station next to me and the ones down the hall in the suite near me. Like, I've always wanted to say, well, I can help you with that, but where I'm more abundantly received and more pulled in the direction of is helping everyday women. And so I, again, with We Dad, I'll be training other hairstylists, but in turn, that's going to allow me to educate everyday women behind the chair. So especially a new service I provide, well, it's not new, since 2021, the consultation. Thank you, Mariah. The virtual consultation, whether we're talking about product, technique, or just assessing, it allows me to get on a call just like this, but it's on
okay.
Zoom. And it's when women are looking for solutions. Like, say, back before you started CurleeMe and you were having those issues, I tried to present online so that you can find me the solutions for hair breakage or hair loss. And so, yeah, it's the virtual salon experience. And if you were to go to my site and book it, it's $145. And we're able to talk face to face. But once I get your confirmation, the next step is I reach out to you within 24 to 48 hours. And I send a text saying, hey, this is Tish from Salon Brazil. I received your appointment confirmation for the virtual salon experience. Please, as soon as you get a moment, send me a well-lit picture of the current state of your hair. Send me also a picture of your hair goals. And that allows me to get so prepared. And so I kind of get to see a little bit what I'm dealing with. And then on the call, I get to see even more, because when they spread their hair out, I can see so much. So, and some women, even though they need some, conflict resolution, not all women are wanting to come into the salon once. So it allows me to help people that are very self-sufficient. They just need a little direction. And as you know, like now, present day, science and technology is so progressive for the most part. We have so many products and tools to use from for natural and curly hair. So people, it's not that they don't have the money. It's not that they don't have the information. There's a gazillion products out there, a gazillion platforms, but they need some of them want one-on-one. They want to be able to, like you said, have a conversation. And I mean, business is not booming with the virtual consultation, but I see people every week. And I just want to be able to make myself available to people. I want to be able to teach other hairstylists. There's so much value in a conversation. And I know a stereotype in my industry, especially with Black stylists, is that we don't want to have a conversation, especially the generation. No DMs, don't call me. I want your deposit and I'll see. Like, excuse my French, that shit is trifling. And it makes people
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
crap, you
Yeah.
know? And it's, if you're running a business and you're a gazillion followers on social media, why are you saying no
Yeah.
DMs? What are you really trying to
Pushes,
do? And if you're that,
yeah.
I get it. Oh,
I
say
said
the
it kind of pushes the
again.
client away in a way. Yeah.
It makes them feel
Yeah.
slighted and
Yeah.
unwelcome. So here's the thing, and maybe the stylist doesn't know this. I don't think stylists are trying to make people feel like crap. I think once they get all those followers and all those people engaging with them, it gets overwhelming, and maybe it even causes them
Yeah.
anxiety. But here's, you have that many followers, hopefully that's transacting in real life and it's not just a bunch of followers. So if it is, you could hire an admin assistant. You could hire somebody 3 days a week to answer your
Yeah.
DMs. But I just wonder, I know I've derailed
It's
totally.
okay. It's still good information.
Yeah, customer service is a big part of having
Mm-hmm.
conversations. And so there is a generation of hairstylists that do
Mm-hmm.
not want to have a conversation. It
Yeah.
scares me.
It is scary. It is scary. But bringing in that the virtual part of your business, I think that is absolutely necessary because there are a lot of people who who just based on where they're located, they can't find somebody, and being able to have a stylist that they can see online and ask questions and have them see your hair and stuff like. I think that super necessary. And so keep doing what you're doing. And I think this is why, like on CurleeMe, we have a section for virtual hair care. So if you can't find anyone, you
Mm-hmm.
kind of find some of the stylists that offer those services.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna segue right here and check in the comments right here because I see Peaceful Life Journey. And she's been in the comments, and this was just totally funny to me. So I thought I'd read it out. She said, "Darn, a lot of women get braids before giving birth. I never planned accordingly. I always look like Julio during labor." I thought that was hilarious.
That's
Um,
my
yes, I
so
know that's pretty funny. And let's see. So excited for you, Tish. Why this brand? Okay, so she's asking about We Dad. What made you choose to go with We Dad?
we dad. It's the product I use the most. There's another brand, Inner Sense. It's really good. Inner Sense, well, I haven't used everything they have. I've used a few products and it was pretty, it was good. I wasn't wowed, but it was good. And but the access to get Inner Sense was like kind of like jumping through hoops, and I don't like
Mm-hmm,
that.
mm-hmm.
Um a downside of WeDad, which is not really bad, it's sold in Ulta, but at the same time, buying it from me is more of a convenience. So, I mean, that's good as well. So I didn't choose a really, another thing is I want brands that are not heavily, that have a lot of artificial product. You know, like I brag about loving to use things that are natural or they don't have too much chemical in it. And that's what I love about WeDad. It's not like highly perfumed. It doesn't have a lot of sulfates in it, stuff like that. They do a lot of education. And I saw an opportunity for me to get involved with a brand that doesn't have people that look like me. They don't have a lot of people that look like me. But a lot of us buy that product. And so because it's a brand that I've experienced, it works on our hair. I would love to be a part of spreading that knowledge and saying, hey, to curly and texture women, this brand actually works well on our hair. So I'm looking forward to that. And WeDad is a very extensive line. Like there's a line for tight, kinky, curly hair. There's a line, that line is called
Okay.
Curl Quencher. And I won't name them all, but that's the one I use the most because I do mostly tight curly girls. And there's a line for people with like medium curls, and there's a line for people with super like loose curls. So they have a lot going on, a lot for us to choose from. And so I like that. They're not private. Yeah, they're privately owned. A lot of brands are owned by L'Oreal, and L'Oreal owns
Okay.
everybody, which is fine. But thought it was pretty cool to be a part of a brand that's not owned by L'Oreal. I love L'Oreal. I love Redken. I was trained by Redken. I use Redken. I use a lot of things L'Oreal owns, so that's not a big deal. But I thought it was pretty unique and interesting to be a part of something
Mm-hmm.
smaller. And so there's a lot of one-on-one relationships where you really can connect and get a lot of answers, a lot of questions answered. So I'm excited to see what that's going to bring. And I love to travel, so why not? I'm up in y'all city, so I will always announce where I'm going on a broad spectrum, not specifically where I'll be, but you know, I'm looking forward to traveling and connecting with different people and being able to share what I know. And hopefully that'll lead me to the next thing, whatever that
That's
is.
amazing. That's amazing. Well, I'm glad you chose them, and I'm glad that you're doing that, and you'll be able to reach more people this way. So I'm super excited about that, and I'm sure everybody in the comments is as well. um, let's
Side
see.
note, I didn't. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just looking at the comments. Next, okay, this is to you. It was for back in the day. Okay, Tish, you're so on point because I'm old school where back in the day they looked at your hair and told you what was going on with your hair and mapped out a plan to get your hair healthy. All right, so she's saying back in the day, that's what they used to do, but now things are changing. But I guess we're trying to bring that back.
Yeah.
Did I understand that right? Yeah. Because that is so necessary for a consultation. I think that's why the stylists who do consultations before they they see your hair. This is like going to a hairstylist. I think it's great because they can kind of see everybody's hair is different, so having a consultation kind of helps them see your hair, see what would work for your hair, and then get into how to take care of your hair and what to do going forward, instead of just going right in and then like, oh, okay, what to do with this, just do the same thing I would do for every single client. So I think
Yeah.
yeah, that really helps. Okay, let me see.
There.
All right. So right here, Faced by Abigail, I'm gonna shout out. That's my sister. And she said, my hair has a hard time getting hydrated. I have to moisturize daily. Why? So would you be able to help her with that?
Just based off of what I'm reading, it could be you have too much oil, you could have too much buildup. Does Abigail wear wash and go, or
No,
does
she
she wear
has
silk press? What does she
locks
wear?
like me.
She has locks.
Um, yeah.
Okay. So I'm not a loctician. I see a lot of locticians use apple cider vinegar rinse. I don't know if that's great if you've tried it, but I use a clarifying shampoo that's vegan as well as organic, and it's citrus based. It's called Undo Goo by Malibu Sea. So if you're looking for something all natural, I would try that. If I'm correct, the purpose of the apple cider vinegar is supposed to be like deep cleansing. Apple cider vinegar is supposed to be deep cleansing. So you might want to go to a loctician that does apple cider vinegar rinse, or you could try it at home. But Undo Goo is so good, and I would give it a try.
Probably I need to give it a try too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it strips the hair from a lot of buildup without making it
Okay.
hard. Yeah.
And what is it called again? Undo Grew.
Un-
Uh-huh.
undo, un dash do, do, goo, Goo, by Malibu Sea.
Dash. Ooh.
Yes. No, she put under goo. under,
Okay. Let me
undo
okay,
goo.
let me bring this up to myself because autocorrect is driving me crazy. Okay. Undash.
I'll type it
Okay,
in.
you type it in. How about that? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay, great. And while she's doing that, if you guys have any other questions, let's go ahead and answer that as well, because we're getting into the hours or into the time of of going out. But but let's see. Before we kind of end our talk, one thing that I would like to find out from you is what's your biggest challenge that you've seen in your day to day. Can't even talk. She's thinking.
They trying to convince women that their hair is
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah,
It
yeah,
breaks my heart.
I feel you. Yeah.
Or not just connected to that, trying to convince them to let go of
Hmm.
what is not them. You know, that's not something you want to force on people. I'm really a big fan of not forcing things. So when people come in or do a virtual consult, and a lot of time, by the time they come to me, they know
Hmm.
what needs to be done. They're looking for confirmation, or
Yeah.
validation or explanation of why, you know. And sometimes they know a little bit about why, but sometimes they genuinely don't know, and they just really need the
Hmm.
information. And they need to a lot of people that do the consultation also want to just do the they want to process the feelings. So the hardest part is just seeing what they're going through, and that's what has made me create the virtual salon experience. It's like women are in tears, they are in depression. Women are having mental health crises because of the trauma response that America has given us. And that is the hardest part. I'm not an empath, I don't think, but I feel it, you know, like feel it. Um, I've also seen, and another result, and why I know that's probably the most challenging is I did this blog about how mental health causes hair matting. Did I ever share that with
Yeah, I'm
you?
gonna actually put that in the comments as well
Oh,
right now.
thank you. So, and the people that have the matting, most of them have, yeah, all of them have had curly or textured hair, or both. And so, not only did some of these clients already have mental health crises, but they have curly hair. And so it's just, that's not the exact same thing, right? I'm getting off track, but I will say that as well, in some instances, is not even doing the hair, not even attempting to do
Hmm.
it. The trauma response causes depression. You know, say you're the kind of woman that's not there
Hmm.
yet, right? To beautiful, beautiful. So you want to weave and you want braids, but you don't have the money.
Yeah.
Now you're depressed because you're convinced that your hair
Hmm.
is not beautiful. So instead of treating your hair, getting your hair cared for, and you don't have the money for braids, you just go lay down and have a drink, go to sleep, and now you're depressed because you're convinced. That is the
Hmm.
hardest part of my job right now.
Hmm.
It's the
It's,
hardest
I
part.
bet it is. I bet it.
That was a really good question. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you too. Thank you. A lot of
Mm.
us relate to that, so I really appreciate that. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and take this last question here. Recommendations on how to inspire little girls to love their natural hair.
If it's in the budget, give them a salon experience at a young age with a specialist that looks like them. Um, that would be probably the easiest thing, the easiest route. If you know how to do their hair at home, just start the conversation really young. Self care, wash day, like have that on rotation, that conversation. There's a lot of new cartoons with little black girls with textured and curly hair. Expose them to that. Um, get the conversation started super early. That is a really good
Yeah.
question. That, the longest I was not taking kids anymore. And I thought, you know what, Tish, you're trying to affect all this change with women and how they feel about their hair,
I
but you don't
know.
take kids. Like religion and church, and whether your child is classically trained in the piano, whatever it is you want them to grow up and, you know, be well versed on, you start young, right? So I was like, gosh, I gotta create some kind of space for the little ones. So I started back taking little kids because I want them to be able to see, wow, my hair is so pretty, you know, and it's so healthy, and what that looks like and how it
Yeah,
feels. So
that's perfect. Um, that was my friend Nicole asking that question. Hi, Nicole. Love you. But yeah, I totally agree with what you said because that kind of has helped me with my little one. Like, and CurleeMe as well has helped her with that. Like all CurleeMe has pretty much been there. So she's been
Yeah.
seeing, everyone with, a lot of people with curls, a lot of types of curls. And she doesn't like to, keep her hair up in braids for a long time. She's like, she misses her hair and she wants it out, and she's always looking for people with curls. So,
Oh,
it's super cute. Like when I see her do that, like I get so proud. But yeah, all that stuff helps. I hope to answer your question, Nicole. All right, so I guess what I'll say is, where can people find you, Tish? I guess first of all, I'm going to go ahead and share her CurleeMe profile, but
yes,
and
that's a good idea.
that has a lot of her information there. But you can also, let them know what your website is and all that stuff. If you put that out.
Yeah. Salonbrazil.com. How do
Oh,
you
I
put
know.
the links in there?
I connected my computer with my phone, so
Oh,
I copy and paste from my computer and put.
can you add
Yes, yes,
salonbrazil.com for me?
I can add.
My website is salonbrazil.com, Brazyl.
Yeah, let me paste that there. Okay, that.
And I'm glad you put my CurleeMe profile because let me tell y'all something. For hairstylists here, I have received business referred by CurleeMe. They found me on your platform.
Yes.
People thus far, well, quarter four of last year, 2 new people. So it felt really good to know, I'm doing the work, spreading the word, having that relationship with your platform has really helped grow my relationship. So that's important. So I'm glad you put that up there. And
That always, touches my heart because it's like,
yeah,
yeah.
you're a girl because, that's the Black woman's plight. Like it's hard to find that relationship, a hairstylist. It's not just a good hairstylist, it's a relationship too, because if you're not compatible with the clients that are coming to you and your vibe doesn't gel with their vibe, it's just not going to work. It might be a one and done. So um, CurleeMe is an opportunity to, weed out the foolishness, and at least you're looking at a platform of well-versed, professional, experienced, and certified hairstylists. So that's pretty cool. I really like that.
Thank you. Thanks so much,
Oh,
Tish. Well, so if you don't know where we are, how to get to CurleeMe, it's curlee.me, and that's CURLEE.me. You can go on there and look for a hairstylist, or if you are a hairstylist and you would love to help the community with your services, we would love for you to join. We're always looking for stylists and trying to message them and, let them know that we're there. So also spread the word about us. The more people we get on there, the best chance it is for people around the US and Canada to find a hairstylist for their hair. So
yeah.
put that out there. All right, guys. Yes. All right. So thank you so much. Thank you, Tish. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for this chit chat. Hopefully we do it again,
Yeah.
yes, our goal is to try to do this more frequently and answer questions and yeah, and things like that. So um, we would. I'm just looking forward to it. Kind of lost my thing, but
Always.
yeah. Thank you so much for people in the comments as well. Thanks for connecting with us. Thanks Abby and Nicole MP's Journey for your for your comments. We
And Jana,
sorry.
and Jana, that was
I
another.
miss Jana.
Yeah, she commented earlier. She didn't ask the question. She just
Thank you,
commented.
Jana. Thanks so much. And thank you all for joining in. All right.
I missed
All
it.
right. See you guys soon. Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll see you
Okay,
later.
then. Bye, Tish.